Hey there guys, this is the Chili Man here. So today's video is about whether these two games lied about us, specifically about drifting. I feel that with Beamng and Assetto Corsa being as popular as they are now, I wouldn't say that they lied to us. I would just say that they didn't necessarily tell us the whole truth. Now, I feel that content creators, specifically the car content creators such as Goosiest, Slap Train, Shifter, Go Too Fast, I feel like a lot of these content creators kind of made up a fantasy of what is achievable with said games. Now bear in mind that looking back when I first started these games, I did not know that you would need a steering wheel to efficiently play them, because that is just unrealistic and that's just unsustainable, if you know what I mean. Like, not everyone can afford an expensive Thrustmaster or a Logitech steering wheel. Now bearing that in mind, looking back at it now, I can see why. But like, a lot of us bought these video games because of the dream that these content creators were selling to us. And honestly speaking, I feel that with like with drifting taking a huge turn as it has been since, like, for the past maybe 3 or 4 years, games like Assetto Corsa and like a game like Assetto Corsa has really revolutionized drifting. Not only drift physics and graphics, but like just around everything for the community. Now they've always been games that had good drifting. They've always been games that had good drifting, but I feel that arcade races are pretty much the best place to drift now these days, without having too realistic of a physics for the game to be hard. Now, I play Race Driver Grid. Now, Race Driver Grid was one of the founding games of where a lot of this drift physics comes from. Anything beyond that is pretty much picking at like nitpicking, picking at hairs, because any game before that is a game that would be too old for most people to recognize. But Race Driver Grid is probably a cult classic and most people will know it, whether they be young or old. But Race Driver Grid is such a good game and it's such a big game in the community. I mean, Race Driver Grid, when I first played it, the drifting was probably the best I'd ever experienced. And when it comes to drifting on Race Driver Grid, if you take the traction control off when drifting, which makes zero sense of why there's traction control in the drifting car in the first place, you will notice that it's literally so freeing, and it gives you so much range to drift. Now bear in mind that the tracks on Race Driver Grid are not that big and not that intensive, but I will talk about Beamng and Assetto Corsa shortly. The cars are right in front of my freaking face, but I can never find them. Why is that? Is this it? Oh yeah, this is it. Okay guys, so I'm on Beamng now, right, as you can see, and I'm recording from the graphics card software. So if my voice becomes extremely soft, I apologize. But this is supposed to be one of the drift versions of one of the cars in the game. Now, like, I'm going to show you what's gonna happen when I'm gonna try and drift this car. Okay, so I'm gonna be quiet for a second and I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, let's go. I mean, as you can see, it's not impossible to drift, but it's very difficult. Now, honestly speaking, for a drift car, I thought that would have been a lot easier than that. And look, I was already halfway into the corner and that was the only time I could drift. Let me try again. Now, to be fair with Beamng, I never said it was impossible to drift this game. It is just relatively hard, extremely hard. And now, as someone who has a history with drifting games and driving cars on video games and stuff, I have you could say I have standard gamer knowledge about how to whip a car and whatnot. Now Beamng is pretty difficult to do that because of the gearing system. I feel that Beamng is something that you would need a shifter and a steering wheel for in order to get the physics. Beamng, I would say, is more about physics than about actual sliding the car. I feel that the game talks about drifting, but it's not technically, it's not like drifting. It's like power sliding, more or less, like the way they would do in, I don't know, Top Gear or something. It's not necessarily drifting, because I feel like drifting is hitting one point, holding an angle until you hit another point. Beamng, it's more of whip the car and then hold it for as long as possible, and the car likes to counter steer a lot for I don't know, but I find it very difficult to drift in this game. And there are better drifter cars than this, right? But I still feel that this game is very tricky. But yeah, I'll probably continue on to the next game. This game's physics is extremely annoying. But yeah, I'll continue to the next game. Okay guys, we are in Assetto Corsa now. Yeah, we're in Assetto Corsa now. Now, to my knowledge, this is not the mod, because I bought the Japanese car magazine pack thingy-majiggy that there was when it was out. So right now we're gonna go drift a little bit, and I'll show you what I mean. Why is my controller vibrating? Okay, I need to turn on vibrate. Let me see. Okay, I think I need to be anyway, let's just get into it. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna shift into, I think, second gear. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll be fair to Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa is probably a lot relatively easier to drift than Beamng. Beamng's physics is just all over the place and extremely difficult. Now, Assetto Corsa is probably a better place to learn and to get started than Beamng, because Beamng is crazy. But yeah, so for now, let me just show you what I mean. I don't know what gear I'm in, because this game is being weird. Now, I don't know how I would spin out like this on a dry track, on a dry day, with a car that has dry tires, if it had to be a real car. I feel like Assetto Corsa really didn't do realism well, and it's more about, I don't know, this game is just weird. This game is just weird. Okay, let me try. I think I need to shift. Yeah, this game is just, I don't know why my UI disappeared. This game is so weird. Okay, looks like I'm in a lower gear. I had my drift, and this game still throws me off. It makes zero sense. Where's my line? It's still oversteering. Honestly speaking, people, this game is a humongous L. Now, honestly speaking, I don't understand the physics of this game, and it's just extremely annoying. I don't know how the drift community of this game, how did my lights go up? I don't know how the drift community of this game got this big with the physics like this. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting, like, maybe there's a mod to change the physics or something, but honestly, this game is just an irritation to drift on. And like, the lack of knowledge I have, now I get it. Practice makes perfect, yes. But I feel like the way the community portrays this game is really unfair and is unrealistic. But anyway, I think I'll get back to my conclusion after, I'll get back to my conclusion talk in a second. Now, my conclusion for both games is that they didn't lie to us. They simply just didn't tell us how much time, work, and effort it would take to essentially be able to be experienced at the game. Because if anyone had to ask me, I would say that Assetto Corsa and Beamng are not games for beginners. Like, maybe if you want to if you honestly want to fool around, I would say Beamng is the best game for you. If you want to get maybe you and 3 of your friends to just drive around very wide and open landscapes, pretty much open world maps on a game that has very funny physics and very funny damage mechanics and crumple mechanics and yes, essentially that, I would say it's a good game to buy. Is a good game to buy. It's a very good game if you just want to fool around and not do anything serious. You will have a very enjoyable experience with the maps packs and with the maps, with the cars, with the mods. I haven't really delved much into Beamng modding because I don't really get a good interaction when I post Beamng videos. But yes, Beamng is a good game if you just want to fool around and have fun. There's a wide plethora of custom games, custom cars, mod packs, and everything that you can add to the game. You can literally make the game your own. You can make your own cars, set them the way you want to, and everything. But with Assetto Corsa is literally for more experienced people who want to actually get better at essentially real world driving, if you could say, because there's many comparisons with Assetto Corsa and the real world. People saying, can a sim racer drive a real car? Can a sim racer drift a real car in real life? Now, I would say the argument on that is a bit conflicting, and the community is sort of yes, no, they're sort of conflicted on that. But generally speaking, I would say Beamng is a game for people who just want to fool around. Assetto Corsa is really for experienced people. Assetto Corsa is not a game where you just go fool around. Assetto Corsa is a game that you need to take seriously, or the game won't take you seriously. You need to put in a few hours in order to learn the mechanics, the physics, and the gearing. And a lot of people buy steering wheels for the game. I would not recommend you buy a steering wheel for the game if you're not going to take it seriously. Otherwise, then your rig is just going to be sitting there gathering dust. Now, if you are someone who buys a steering wheel, I would say it would be a good idea to do it if you want to take it seriously. But if you're not going to take the game seriously, I would say don't buy one. I'm not saying don't play the games, but essentially I would say it would be a waste of time and money if you're only gonna play the game for like maybe an hour a day, and then you're gonna spend an arm and a leg on a rig. I would love a rig. Maybe I would play these games a lot more if I had a rig. But buying an expensive rig and only playing the game for like a fraction of the time in a day is not good. But anyway, guys, so did Assetto Corsa and Beamng drive lie to us? I would say no. You just need a lot more time with the game, as you pretty much would any game. But it's not like Call of Duty where you can play 10 other previous Call of Duties and play a Call of Duty now, and you can still do marginally well, or pretty decent. You could do moderate. It's not like a point and shoot game. You'll have to change your playing style. You'll have to think harder. There will be a lot more that you would need to learn to play these games. You need a lot more. You need a lot more time to play these games. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is probably a long constructive video. It's gonna take quite a while to post, so this is the Chili Man signing off, saying thank you for watching. I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Hey, peace out.